There's something that's actually kind of good in this housing data here, and I want to just make sure I understand it. You had this decline in housing starts, and that's from this huge pop in August. Remember we had that same discussion yesterday about retail sales?
Yep.
Big strength in August, give back in September, not necessarily the sign the consumer's giving it up. I'll show you what's happened here, and I'm going to act like maybe if Diane Olick were here, this is what she might say.
Okay. I
hope so anyway. You had an increase in single-family housing starts from 915 to 918. And here's what happened to multifamily. 333 July, 471 August, 338. This is the most volatile part. You got people taking out starts and permits and starts for these multifamily stuff, and it goes around. The single-family one is the more consistent one, and perhaps the one with more economic value here. So I think this housing number is maybe ultimately a good number, and I just want to see the permits thing on the single-family was also up as well. And it was kind of flat for multi, which went from 550 down to 505. So I'm going to take good news from the single-family one, and I don't think there may be some downward adjustment. We went down to 1.5% for the third quarter, some downward adjustment to this, but I'm going to say that when you have this, we talked in the last hour this idea the Fed may pause.
Right.
There's this idea, which I hope you guys don't think is too cliche to even say on TV, long and variable lags to the effects of monetary policy.
Long and variable lags is not a cliche. I don't hear that with regularity.
In monetary policy circles, this is a cliche. That we don't know how long it takes for interest rate cuts to have an effect or interest rate hikes to have an effect, and we don't know how much it has an effect.
Which is why this is the dismal science. You can't prove anything on why things are.
Right,
You can always
but we
point
do
back.
know it's long and variable. So I went back and I looked and I saw, you know what? When you have interest rate declines, and interest rates have been coming down for the better part of this year, since December 2018, it can take from 6 months to a year to have an impact in the housing market, and the housing market is a big place where you'd see it.
Okay.
So ultimately, reason why the Fed may want to pause is to see what kind of impact we're going to have in housing. So I think it's going to look closely at that, going to look at autos, going to look at credit cards, going to look at the consumer, and have this idea for, how much weakness there really is in the economy. I'm going to take a win from this one.